Hello, everybody. This is Sunday Adelaja here again, and I want to talk to my fellow Nigerians today about our governors. And the topic is the callous hypocrisy of Nigerian governors and the super egos. Why callous? Because callous is when you do something without caring about the consequences of what you are doing on other people. So these people are callous because they are going to spray money on super egos players who already are living in abundance and sufficiency, but they are callous towards millions of their own countrymen and millions of their own state people, of their own people who are living in abject poverty, who cannot feed, who cannot have 3 square meals, even towards other sportsmen who are not yet successful. The people who cannot even buy a ball to play, the future stars, the ones who cannot even buy a shoe or boots to play, the ones who are really desperate. They need not even $10,000, not even $5,000. They need maybe 5,000 naira, 1,000 naira. These governors are neglecting this. They are bypassing them, but spraying and spreading money on super egos players that are already multimillionaires. That is where the callousness is. The callousness is in the fact that they don't consider the interest of others. They do things so bluntly in a way that you don't even see, they don't care for the consequences. And also it is hypocrisy because they are not being sincere. They are trying to tell people that look how good our governor is. We are sponsoring the super egos. We are blessing them. Oh, we are good governors. We are kind. We are showing our support for the Nigerian people by supporting the super egos. But really, it is hypocrisy, because if they really care for Nigerian people, they will be supporting the real Nigerians that are in need of the support, not the ones that are already living in opulence. So that's why I call this the callous hypocrisy of Nigerian governors and the super egos. Now, let me tell you, I will use some governors as the scapegoat here because many governors do this, but I will just mention a few of them that are right there in the newspapers and in the internet. You can go and cross-check them. A governor of Delta State, his name is Ifeanyi Okowa. And later on today, I will show you the state of things in that state, in that Delta State. You will see that children cannot go to school. For them to go to school, some of them have to swim through the river to go to school. Some of them, the rain is falling right in their classrooms. Some of them don't even have buildings. And this heartless Ifeanyi Okowa, and he's calling himself a Christian, and some GOs are going to meet with him, and he sits in church, in Holy Ghost meetings, and pretends to be a Christian. And a so-called Christian is going to give $25,000 for each goal the super ego scores. He pledged them $25,000 for each goal. For each goal, $25,000, which is 9 million naira. 9 million naira because somebody scored a goal. And those people already, they don't need the money. They are already paid. They were already paid by the federal government. The FIFA is paying for them for participation in FIFA events. They are paying them for the victories. But still, these governors, they want to show and flaunt their ego and going to just say, yes, we are the ones. And then the super egos will still lose anyway. But then the people who really need this money, because they are not giving their own personal money. They are giving from the money of the people. The money that is meant for the people is not getting to the people. These people are just callous. There's just no other way to describe them. But the one that has really shocked me recently is the new governor of Lagos State. This is supposed to be a progressive guy, and I like the guy. When I hear him talk and some of the ideas he has, I really admire him. But to see him being so shallow-minded, to join this kind of, foolish display of opulence, it really broke my heart. And Tinubu is down there, not even thinking anything about this. APC leadership is seeing this, and they are just quiet, and it's like it's okay. Because our whole society is built for the elite. It is only built for the people who are already rich to keep on getting richer. Even PDP, they are losing election, they are still fighting, and their governor is going to spend 5,000 for each goal. Then this governor of Lagos State, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is the one that really disappointed me the most, because he's supposed to be a progressive. And he is promising $5,000 for each goal that is spent. That is 1.8 million naira. Go and look at the children in Lagos State that cannot afford to even buy soccer ball to play. The ones that cannot afford to buy boots or uniform. They are all over the place. Schools that don't even have fields and they don't have sportive amenities. That money could just take care of a whole school. That money could take care of thousands of students. But these people are so heartless, callous. They just want to do things that will, boost their ego and that will deceive people. They are displaying their hypocrisy, their callousness to the whole world. But the most disheartening part of this is that our media don't even see anything wrong in this. Our elite, the other elite, just close their eyes. Social organization, pressure groups, even citizens that are being deprived of their rights are not even talking. Oh, they think, well, the Super Eagles, let the Super Eagles win because you want to have a feeling for 5 minutes or one day. Then the next game they will lose anyway. Then you get disappointed. The feeling of regret comes and pain. But what is supposed to change the life and destiny of individuals, you are not doing. Callous hypocrisy. That is what I call this. Wickedness of the highest order. There's another governor that I want to use as an example because this one does it all the time too. And he also calls himself a Christian. He's the governor of Akwa Ibom State. That's one of the richest states by the budget, but that's where most of the poorest Nigerians live. Some of the most desperate Nigerians, poorest Nigerians are living in that state. Just like the former governor of that same state, they are all hypocrites. And that one also goes and spread money everywhere. But the present governor is called Governor Emmanuel Udom. And he promises $10,000 per game or per goal. $10,000, which is about 4 million naira just for one goal that is scored. Do you know how many people are in Akwa Ibom State that cannot even go to school? Do you know how many children that are being thrown into the streets that because they are witches, they are accused of being witches or wizards? Do you know how many parents cannot even afford to buy uniform or their school boots? School football boots for their children? Do you know how many poor, desperate widows and orphans and pensioners that are there? But these people are paying huge millions just for one goal, one. Even if they lose, one. But there is no need for this kind of show of shame. Because the Nigerian Federal Football Federation, the NFF, they have already paid the same players. If they, just for coming, they are already being paid $10,000. Each player is already being paid $10,000, $3.6 million. Each player just for coming to play for his country. But if they win, they receive even more bonuses for winning. So why should you pay them that much? But these players are already rich. They are already doing well. Because that's why you don't see Western countries talk about player bonuses. Because to them, to come to play for their country is the bonus already. All of them are dreaming to play for their country. They are dreaming to be called forward because when you are invited to play in the national team, it affects your contract. It affects your pedigree. It affects the money that your value, the way you are valued in your club. So just by being called to play for the national team of Nigeria is already a bonus. It's already, paying them more than you could imagine. They don't even need to be paid that money again. But because they are still being paid, they are paying for their tickets, they are paying for their hotel accommodation, they are feeding everything. Then the 10,000 is just pocket money for coming. But you know how much they pay them in the West for coming? Only, they don't even pay them for coming. They only pay them when they win. and the winner's bonus they have is $2,000, $1,500. Just for because they won. They just try to, they don't give them money. It's not a big deal. They don't pay them for it. But here in Nigeria, I don't know what we're trying to prove. Instead of using that money to develop the youth sports, to develop school sporting activities, to develop the people that are underprivileged in our own society, the future stars. Now we finish the Olympics just is coming now. Another Olympic is coming now, and we don't even have any chance of winning anything there. We are not thinking about investing the money into those young athletes so that they could make the country proud on the highest stage. Everything is football for us. Even now, we just finished athletics, international athletics, and Nigeria didn't win anything, only one small bronze. It's a shame on the country because we are not investing in those young stars. But these players are already rich. Most of them receive some of them receive as much as $50,000 a week in their club. Some of these players that are being given 10,000, 5,000 here and there, they are a week. Some of them receive 5,000 a week. Some of them receive 10,000 a week. Some of them receive $50,000 every week. They don't even need Nigeria's money anymore. Talk less of the governor that is spraying the people's money to these people. People who are already poor, you are taking their money and you are spraying it on people who are already well-to-do. Is that not madness, you Nigerians? We need to begin to demand accountability from our governors, not just from federal government, not just from Buhari, not just from the senators, but from these governors, we need to begin to demand accountability as well. Now, let me show you the salary of some of these our players. And they are getting this salary thanks to the fact that they are playing for the national team. If they had not been playing for the national team, some of them will not get visa permit to even get the contract signed. Some of them will not even get the rating to get that kind of payment. Look, let me tell you, Ahmed Musa is one of our players, right? Good guy. He's playing in Russia, I think, right now. You know how much he's receiving a week? $34,000. 34,000 pounds or dollars, I think pounds, but which is like 12 million naira. There is another one we call Ndidi, Wilfred Ndidi, I think his name. He is receiving 50,000 pounds a week. 50,000 pounds a week. That's 18 million naira. There is another young guy, 20-something, Kelechi Iheanacho. He is receiving 70,000 pounds a week, which is 25 million naira. And you are still taking the money of the poor people that is meant for the masses, and still, apart from the federal government paying them, apart from the NFF paying them, you are still going to spray the money on them. What for? What is the logic? For them to win? It is to their benefit to win. At this level, as professional players, they don't need your endorsement to win. They don't need your money, your chicken change to win. They don't need your incentives to win. Victor Moses is another player for the national team. I think he's retired or something now. He is receiving 75,000 pounds a week. This is 27 million naira a week. There is another one that was there. It's called Obafemi Martins. He's receiving 100,000 pounds a week, which is 36 million naira a week. John Mikel Obi is receiving 140,000 pounds a week, which is 50 million naira a week. Odion Igalo is another one. He's receiving 75 million naira a week, which is 210,000 pounds a week. Now, apart from that, these people still have adverts, remuneration coming from advertisement, from promotions, from other bonuses. They have enough money. The NFF, the Nigerian federal government, pays them for their ticket, for their hotel, for their feeding, for all the expenses that are connected to them coming. But yet, these our players, despite all they get from the government, they will still go and boycott during World Cup and say they will not come out and train, or they will not come out and play because they didn't pay them some bonuses. This is apart from what the billionaires and millionaires are paying, and the governors are paying. I'm not even talking about Dangote or $10 or so who will give them their own personal money. I'm talking about the government officials, governors who are using the money that is meant for the most vulnerable citizens of their states to give it to people who are already multimillionaire. So despite all these monetary gifts, our players will still come and lose. When was the last time we won a World Cup? When was the last time we won anything? But the Western players, they win all the time, and they don't have this madness going on. Yet, they keep on winning. But the governors, who are supposed to use the money to take care of the poor masses, they keep on using that money and wasting it. They don't even count the money. Because they themselves are already rich. They don't understand the people who are not rich at all. Proverbs 22 verse 16 tells about something. This proverb says, he who oppresses the poor to increase his own riches, and he who gives to the rich, all of them will come to poverty. One of the reasons for poverty in our country is because we oppress the poor. And the way you oppress the poor is for not giving them what belongs to them. And then another way you oppress the poor is for giving to what is meant for the poor to the rich. This is why the cost of poverty is increasing in our land. And our leaders, our governors are responsible. Let me even show you the video of some of these states. Look at the video of some of these states. This particular video, I think, is coming from that Delta state, the governor that I started with. This is from Delta state or either Bendes, what they call Delta state or Edo state, But this is everywhere. You could see this kind of picture anywhere in Nigeria. You will see this kind of scenario in Ogun State, in Lagos State, in Akwa Ibom State, in Delta State. Everywhere you will see situations like this when students, can you see? Children are studying in the class. This is so heartbreaking. I'm sorry, guys. That governor will not think about these guys. That governor will not even consider, he might not even know that in his own state there is a situation like this. He will not consider people like this. He will not consider not just fixing the school, fixing the lives and destiny of these children. And this, not just this governor, this is the same thing with the northern governors, with the middle belt governors, with the southern governors, with the western governors, with the eastern governors. All the governors in Nigeria, can we even hear, can you put on the sound? Let you hear the noise. You will see the rain falling. The rain is falling, you see it? And people are inside. See what is happening? This is going on, and these people are spraying money, spending money on billionaires. Our players are already billionaires. This is going on right now in our country. And these heartless, soulless governors, they need to be shamed. And citizens need to begin to bring these people to accountability. We need to begin to demand accountability. Look at in the world of computer, there is even no blackboard, or is it blackboard they call it? There is even no blackboard there. It's just a wall. This school even here is better than the kind of school that I went to. Because at least they still have a wall and some glasses that you can put there. You can just see that just out of carelessness, out of, just negligence is what has brought this particular school to this place. Oh my God. What do you know what that money that these governors are spraying and spending on these footballers, do you know what kind of thing that money could have done? That money would have taken care of struggling sportsmen. There are so many sportsmen that have served the country that are now sick, struggling, no compensation for them. Governors will not think about that. That money would have taken care of them. That money would have taken care of the young ones, youngsters who have potential but are struggling. That money could have gone to take care of them. That money could have gone to groom other future Olympic stars. Yet, that money is not going to that. It's not being used for development of these youngsters. But it's being used to take care of people who don't even have the need for the money anyway. They are making that money a week. Now we are just going to throw away that money. What kind of children? I mean, can you imagine how many children are out of school in each of our states? And because they cannot buy uniform, they cannot buy school textbooks. Yeah, the poverty is amazing. It's all over the place in our place. All these people are living in poverty, and the governors cannot even think about them. What about the other sports apart from football? What are we even saying about those other sports? Boxing, athletics, swimming, wrestling, all Olympic gymnastics, the kind of sports that will bring honor to the country and to the states. They are not thinking about that. They are thinking about the already rich and wealthy Super Eagles players. Look, our leaders and governors especially, we have misplaced priority. We must retrace our steps as fast as possible. And they will not retrain their steps unless we, the citizens, force them to do that. In Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 16, the Bible says, "Woe to you, O land, when your king is a child, and your princes feast in the morning." This is what is happening to us. Our kings, our leaders are behaving like children. And they are feasting in the wrong places and at the wrong time. Because this money that we are talking about could have translated into millions of vaccinations for children who are dying without vaccination in our country, which could have saved the lives of millions of our Nigerian children. This money could have become thousands of kilometers of roads constructed. This money could have become thousands of new schools built all over the country. This amount of money that are just being spent left, right, and center could have become hospitals in every state, in every town, in every state capital, all over Nigeria. This kind of money could have become, it could have been used to supply 100% water to all towns and villages in Nigeria, but they are just throwing them everywhere. This money could have been used to solve our electricity problem, giving us 100% supply of electricity in our homes. But what are our people doing? What are our leaders doing? They are feasting in the morning. They must be held to accountability. And the citizens must arise to demand for their rights. The social organizations, the NGOs, the pressure groups, we must begin to arise and demand that no, Governor, this also show me what you are doing for the schools. Show me what you are doing for the roads. Show me what you are doing about electricity, water. Show me what you are doing for the athletes. Show me where your future Olympians are. Show me what you are doing for sports. Show me what you are doing for orphans and for widows. Show me where the money that you are collecting from the federal government, the allocations. Show me where the allocations are going to. We need to begin to arise and demand that our leaders become responsible for the love of God, church, and nation. Peace.